Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're excited to be with you and excited to be partnered with Michigan Agency Partners, and we'll be going through some of our new opportunities for 2018 with all of you and with our partnership, again, with Michigan Agency Partners. Again, at the end, we will take some questions and answer those best we can. Out of respect for your time, we know everyone's busy. We're going to make this fairly short, but we'll thoroughly go through each part and, again, answer every question that we can. So we'll go ahead and get started. Dave Rice couldn't be with us this morning, but he will be communicating with each of you in the future, and you'll be seeing additional communication from their office. Again, there's my contact information. You can reach out to really anyone in our office if you're a MAP agent, and we can direct you to the correct source for the various products and services. So if you call our 248 number, or we can give you an 800 number a little bit later. All right. Well, let's just spend a couple of moments on the Medicare opportunities. So one of the reasons why Michigan Agency Partners partnered up with Insurance Advisors Direct is because of our specialty area, which is the Medicare marketplace. And as we all know, the Medicare market is growing substantially on a daily basis. We've all heard the statistics, 10,000 to 12,000 people a day across the country turning 65, and that's going to keep occurring for roughly the next 15 years. And many of you on the webinar with us today no doubt have built up a sizable book of business over many years and are probably getting questions, requests from your current clients who trust you and trust you with some of their other coverage and are asking you maybe about that next step in their retirement years as to what they should do with Medicare. And we hear that all over the place, both across the state of Michigan and many other states that we operate in. And so what we've done is built a very comprehensive program for agents who are either, one, already selling Medicare products and need to grow that business or need to become more refined in how they're marketing and how they're selling within that marketplace. And then we have another group of agents who may have been in business for many, many years, servicing other product lines, who are coming to us and asking for additional assistance in how to be better equipped in the Medicare marketplace, how to properly present Medicare, how to explain and educate their clients on Medicare coverage, how to talk about additional coverage options, and, of course, how to, what carriers to properly present and what makes the difference between the letter plans and the carriers and so forth. So, we've built a whole system really to accommodate all types of agents across all levels of education and experience within the Medicare marketplace. If you are not today selling in the Medicare marketplace and you're just kind of wanting to hear a little bit more about what we have, we would strongly encourage you to take a look at this. Not only could this be a great additional revenue stream for your business, it's going to help clients of yours that currently have a need, maybe have some additional questions or would like to keep their business with you. So that's important to keep a client happy. And in return, with such a growing marketplace, it could be a nice way to market additional services and products that you have that could also, of course, turn those clients, those Medicare clients, into clients with other products. Maybe it's property and casualty or life insurance or so forth. So here are some of the numbers or statistics I just mentioned. The Medicare marketplace is substantially growing. We see that Medicare supplement sales are expected to grow. And, of course, within this world, we have Medicare supplements, we have Medicare Advantage. We, of course, service both product lines, and we can talk more about that depending on your needs, depending on, your level of experience or how involved you'd like to get. We can give you some direction there. But the Medicare marketplace is real nice. It's very simple. Once you learn the Medicare products, it's something that you can do on an occasional or routine basis, but it is a very simple market once you learn some of the basics, and that's, again, what we're here to teach you. No networks to be concerned about, so it just creates greater marketing selling opportunities. So why are Medicare sales growing? Why are Medicare sales such an opportunity for all of us? Well, as we mentioned, there is the growing turning 65 market. So that entire market itself is growing substantially on a daily basis and will continue to do so. So if you don't maybe have clients today that are in need, no doubt you will have clients in the very near future. Many of these people are looking at loss of coverage, and it does depend on the state, depends on the area of the state, but loss of coverage is a big problem. Many of it, or much of it's happening in the group arena. You know, you may even insure groups, or maybe you do, some form of their, property and casualty coverage, but groups, one of the biggest financial challenges that they're having today is some of their legacy health insurance benefits, and many of them are stepping away from that, saying, hey, we may offer a stipend, but you're going to need to go find your own coverage, or we just can't we can't afford to continue to pay for your coverage, so you're on your own. So we're seeing more and more everywhere around the country, people losing group coverage, even in some cases losing individual coverage as plans may pull out, and they're looking for a solution. They're looking for some advice to make that change into a proper program for their needs. That also includes MA changes, so Medicare Advantage companies. It's more stabilized today than it maybe was a few years ago, but occasionally a plan will drop out, a carrier might disappear, maybe they pull out of a county, and of course that's creating a need for persons to move. We see that also in this marketplace, there has been agents that have focused solely on Medicare supplement sales for many, many years, but those Medicare supplement agents are aging. They are moving into semi-retirement and sometimes full retirement. As a matter of fact, if you look around, one of the biggest opportunities that the banks are looking at is purchasing books of business from Medicare agents who are retiring. So it just goes to show that there are less advisors out there to help this aging population, which means there's going to be a greater need for experts like yourself to assist these people in the proper Medicare coverage. There are carrier rate increases. So in the Medicare supplement marketplace, there are usual annual rate increases, trend increases, age-based increases that you have to pay attention to. And sometimes if an agent isn't paying attention to those, a few years in, those people could be paying a significant amount more. Maybe they haven't heard from their advisor in a while, and they just need some assistance from someone like yourself to help put them into a plan that's more affordable and more competitive. Maybe someone has a change in needs. Again, they haven't heard from their advisor in a while. Blue Cross Blue Shield made some significant changes with their Plan C in Plan A over the last couple of years, and that's continuing. So people are, again, feeling the pain when it comes to increased premiums, and they need some affordable solutions that they hope to come to you for. CMS changes Medicare Advantage commission, so there's a whole host of reasons why some of these people may be looking for some assistance. Now that's the Medicare arena. Last year we really highlighted and focused more on the Medicare side of the business, but with our relationship with MAP, we have also opened the door up to other health and life products. So we'll touch on those just briefly, but we also want to expose you to some of the under 65 concerns and what people are doing, and maybe how you could be better equipped to assist that market as well. We see that many people over the last few years have been involved in the Obamacare products, the ACA products, whatever you'd like to call them. Maybe they've gotten their coverage through the marketplace. Maybe they're off the marketplace. But ultimately what we're experiencing and what we're seeing today is those plans are quickly becoming unraveled. They are currently in a death spiral. They're not providing the coverage that they once were. They can't afford to provide that coverage. They're creating a premium environment that's unaffordable for most. Just to give you an example, even somebody who's young in their 20s, 30s, may be looking at paying $300-400 a month in premium for coverage that doesn't start till they've met their $5,000 or $7,000 deductible and maybe their $10,000 or $12,000 maximum out of pocket. So again, it's become very unaffordable. You're essentially self-insuring for that first big portion. And you're still paying those big premiums. We see families. If you look at the average cost for a family of four, it's roughly around $1,400 a month in premiums. So again, it's become very unaffordable. Carriers are pulling out of these plans or pulling out of counties. Because of that, we're seeing and with the reduced reimbursement rates, there are doctors and hospitals that don't want to accept these plans. And then from an agent's perspective, they've basically done away with commissions. They've pulled those commissions during or outside of the open enrollment period, and during the open enrollment period, they've significantly lowered those. You know, when the ACA plans were first introduced, there were still plans paying 10, 12, 14% commissions, and now we're looking at an environment where some plans are paying 1, 2, 3% commissions. So again, it's also hurt the advisor, and with the added work and troubles that come from this, many agents have decided it's just not worth their time. So what really is the solution? What can we do about this? Well, the good thing is that we're coming into we're in 2018, of course, heading towards the open enrollment period at the end of this year, which will set us up for the 2019 season. Well, the good thing and what we're coming into is that some of this Obamacare requirements have been dismantled. The current administration, at least as it stands today, has decided that they will do away with the penalty going into 2019. So currently somebody has to have what they consider qualified coverage according to the ACA requirements in order to meet the minimum standards to avoid the penalty. And for some, depending on their income level, that penalty could be fairly substantial. So many people, again, have been forced into purchasing plans that they maybe can't afford or maybe doesn't really work well for them at all, but they have to do it to avoid that penalty. So that penalty is being removed going into next year. So this open enrollment period that will be upon us at the end of this year is going to be substantially different than the last few years that we've seen, where hands have been tied. We've been stuck selling these overpriced plans that don't work for people. Trust me, nobody likes them. The consumers don't like them. The carriers don't like them. The providers don't like them. And the agents don't like them. So it's a good thing for everyone. And what we'll be able to do is get a little bit more creative with what type of coverage is out there and what coverage is going to fit with our clients' needs. The nice part about it, it's going to be an amazing marketing tool for all agents involved, because I'm sure you've all gotten phone calls or had friends ask you and said, hey, you do insurance. Do you do health insurance? You know, I can't afford what I'm paying for. I'm looking for some lower cost solutions. Those are your people that you want to talk to. So we're going to be doing quite a few more sessions and additional deeper dives into the limited medical products. But those are going to be the products that you're going to want to have available to your clients in the health insurance space. They're going to save your clients roughly 30 to 60% in premiums. There are going to be benefits. They can be utilized more upfront. Some of these plans have little to no deductibles. There's no networks. They have pre-negotiated PPO networks that could be used for discounted services, but you don't have to use the network doctors. There's year-round enrollment, so if someone loses coverage or didn't enroll immediately, they can come in mid-year. Again, I mentioned there's low to no deductibles. And the great part about it for you as an agent is some of the compensation will be much, much higher, going back to standard commissions that we've all been used to for many years. So you can actually help your client with coverage that they can use, coverage they can afford, and coverage that you'll actually get paid to put in place. So again, if you want to learn more, you can reach out to us here at the office, myself or one of the other specialists who work in the Medicare or limited medical areas can certainly answer your questions and help guide you to a product. And you may even have clients now. You know, I've mentioned open enrollment period coming up, but you may have clients right now that don't have coverage, couldn't afford coverage, chose not to purchase coverage, saying, hey, I need something. Again, we can help guide you to those low-cost opportunities. So ultimately, what we've done with MAP and with the agents who are part of Michigan Agency Partners is we've really created two options, two revenue streams to help you and your business. If you have those clients that are asking you for additional coverage, we can help you play a role that you choose to play. For example, we have a referral option. There would be a revenue stream to this. There would be a referral commission. or a referral fee that would be paid to you. Depending on the product, there may be some requirements for certification or appointment, but ultimately what we can help do is we will bring in one of our in-house specialists to work with your clients, only working with your clients for coverage that you choose not to represent, not to sell. So if you're doing some property and casualty and some life coverage, of course, we would not talk to those clients of yours about anything outside of the scope of what you've approved, whether it be Medicare, health, but that's up to you. And of course, you would also receive a referral commission on that business, or a referral bonus, I should say. Option 2, and this is the one that we've found most agents really moving towards if they haven't already, but that is us helping you become the in-house expert, or helping someone in your office become the in-house expert for these other product lines. Essentially what we would do is help you through the appointment process, help you pick which carriers would make the most sense for your clients. We would work with your in-house specialist training. We would give you all of the sales and marketing tools. We would show you how to present the products properly. Again, we have training systems and programs that you would have access to, and then our in-house people would be there to answer questions, support, run quotes, anything else that we can help you and your agency to support these product lines. But essentially our goal is to make you, your office, someone in your office, the specialist, so that you can help your clients when they come to you and say, hey, you've got some lower cost health insurance options, or hey, I'm going on Medicare, can you help me? Now you can say yes, and now you'll have the tools and the training to help them through that process. Now, what we'd like to do, we've invited out one of the MAP agents and agencies who started participating in this program last year, Adam Wallace with the Wallace Agency. And Adam was kind enough to donate a few minutes of his time today just to come online, just to share with you some of his experience as we've worked with him to get him prepared in some of these other product lines and how that's been going for him. So, Adam, if you can, maybe just share for a couple of moments your experience and what kind of success you've had from this.
Yeah, certainly, Jason. Good morning, everybody. I'll just tell you a little bit of background about myself. I'll be honest with you. I was skeptical about even jumping into this market with as many hats as I wear already. As you know, our firm, not only tax and accounting, but my side includes the, personal lines and commercial lines, property and casualty, full enterprise level payroll service, as well as I write a lot of supplemental health policies. So, we had an individual that used to work for the firm that took care of this for, our clients, with our demographic being either Medicare age or close to, vast majority. It made sense to be able to provide this coverage. When we lost that individual, two of the partners came to me and asked me if I would take on this responsibility. It was then that I created the contact. We created the contact between my agency and Insurance Advisors Direct, and I sat down with Mark Covert and started to learn a little bit more about the business. What I can tell you about what it's done for me, I would say certainly not only a supplemental income, but especially when you're talking about open enrollment periods. I mean, it could very well be your largest revenue stream in the shortest amount of time you spend on it. I've always taken, pride in educating my clients on the P&C side, and obviously to protecting them and explaining why they need the coverages that they need. So in the Medicare field, even as an agent, somebody that's well-versed in this market, this stuff can be extremely confusing. So you can imagine, what that does for elderly folks when they get bombarded with 30, 40 different phone calls and see all these different, commercials and everything else, and they really need a trusted advisor to guide them in the right direction. So I get a peace of mind in what I've learned in this line of business, but where Insurance Advisor Direct came in different from my predecessor was, they did the homework, found the reputable, financially strong supplement carriers that also were amongst the least expensive in our market. So it really made it a seamless transfer, and it changed my entire business. When I meet with folks, they may be coming in for property and casualty, and I'm already doing my homework to see if they're 65 or if they're close, and I'm planting the seed. Or maybe they're coming in for Medicare now because they're referred from one of my partners on the other side of business, and we're asking them for their property and casualty deck sheets at the same time. So it was a wonderful addition, and I've enjoyed the success and look forward to continuing that.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. And I promise that was not a paid endorsement. I feel like I should offer that disclaimer like a commercial, has to do. But, no, we appreciate the kind words, and I'm glad that it really has, helped your agency grow significantly and offered a substantial revenue stream. And that's, again, what us and our team are here to do. So thank you for sharing that experience, and thank you for the endorsement. And, again, we hope to continue that great relationship. And so appreciate you joining us, Adam.
Absolutely.
All right. So I think we've just got probably a few more slides to share with you, and I can move through these fairly quickly. This, again, is just to highlight some of the core product lines that we've built sales and marketing success kits for, both the Medicare market, fixed annuities, final expense, limited medical, long-term care. So again, we do service other product lines. We roughly have about 15 product lines and about 35 carriers to support those product lines. Now, trust me, not all of those are available in Michigan. Some of those are for our other out-of-state relationships, but we certainly could help you, as Adam mentioned, navigate to the right products, because we do handpick and we go through a very thorough vetting process when we choose a carrier. We do not just open up our portfolio to every carrier that approaches us to contract. We get those weekly, but we decline most of those. We want to work with good, reputable carriers, and you know what? We want to work with agent-friendly carriers. I probably don't have to explain this, but there are some that are very agent-friendly. They work well with the agent community, and there are some that probably are more designed and want to go direct to the consumer and cut us out. So, again, we do a very thorough job in picking and choosing our carriers and making sure that you have the most competitive solutions available for your clients. But those are some of our sales and marketing tools. We also put out a very simple help sheet. We'd be happy to send this to you if this is something you'd want access to. But this ultimately is just a piece that we've broken up the state of Michigan. These are some of the average, what carriers view as their area factors, and we have done some homework to say, hey, if you just want something quick and simple that you can pull out and reference, here are the three main areas across the state of Michigan, and for the top plans, Plan F, G, and N, here are the top carriers in order, 1 through 5. Depending on the age. Now, this can really only accommodate and give you just a overview of who's out there and who's competitive. In addition to this, for those of you who are working with us and appointed in a MAP agency, you have also full access to our quoting tool. You can register. If you're already registered, you can log in. And you can run all the quotes you would like, both for Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, supplemental plans such as hospital indemnity, and you can also do some small whole life final expense quote comparisons. And again, that is a service, that is a tool that we offer free of charge. Just log in and you can play around with different ages, different plans, household discounts, male, female. You can really take a much deeper dive into what plans are available to you in your area. And if you have some troubles, of course, we can coach you through that, and we can even do some in-house quotes for you if you'd prefer that. Here are some of our top carriers that we have arranged appointments for through the MAP relationship. Now, we have others that are not listed here. We can help guide you there and answer questions as to where they would fit. But here are some of the ones, to make it simple, that we have offered to MAP agents to get started. So for Medicare supplements across the state of Michigan, across a broad spectrum of ages, male, female, we'll see these carriers are your most competitive: Cigna, Mutual of Omaha, Manhattan Life, Pekin, Medico, and Transamerica. So again, some very reputable household names. For the limited medical, our 4 key partners are FlexNet, the IHC Group, Manhattan Life, and Philadelphia American. Again, those are designed to serve different purposes. And when I mentioned earlier we handpicked these carriers, I'll just give you an example. Philadelphia American is a great portfolio of products that can be stacked to really accommodate some healthier individuals. They do have a more thorough underwriting process, where if we go up to the upper left-hand corner, FlexNet, that is actually a guaranteed issue limited medical that covers pre-existing conditions immediately. So again, we've built a portfolio that really services your clients from the most healthy, maybe the smallest budget, all the way out to maybe the least healthy, or those who maybe have a larger budget. So again, we'll help guide you to the correct solution. We also have a group solution. We've talked to many agents that are part of the MAP network, and we found that they may insure various groups. We actually have a group Medicare product that can go down to one life. It can be a very low-cost alternative. Premiums start at roughly $25 a month. You can customize a whole package of benefits that go well beyond what a standard traditional Medicare supplement would offer. It comes with tremendous rate stability. It's also a guaranteed issue for the individual and for their spouse who is also on Medicare. So again, very unique solution. It's one-of-a-kind product. We actually run this for this company in 40 states, and it has really, really started to open some big doors for agents. So it's kind of a product that you have to sit down and study and be trained on, but we have specialists in-house that would be happy to do that if you have any small, medium, or large groups that may want to offer some Medicare solutions to either their actives or their retirees. For Medicare Advantage, we also have some of the top plans. Now, some of these aren't necessarily available in Michigan, such as Allwell, but you see here we have some of the other household names: Aetna, Humana, Priority Health, Meridian Care, for both your lower income as well as for your standard Medicare Advantage plans. United Healthcare came back into the state last year and will continue growing back into Michigan for their dual SNP product. That's those who are low income on Medicare and Medicaid. So those are some of our top Medicare plans. Here is a full list of the other carriers and product lines. Now, we've highlighted the ones that were on the previous slides, but we'd be happy to send you this full chart with the full list that's been approved by Michigan agency partners. And again, this just goes into our quoting tool that I mentioned earlier. We can send you the credentials so that you can get logged in and approved. You can see there, hopefully it's not too small, but insurancetoolsportal.com/IAD. If you go there, you can simply register. It'll send us notification. We'll go in and approve that, and you'll have full access to that quoting tool. And if you need some additional instruction from there, just let us know. Here are some of your immediate contact people. Of course, myself at the bottom there, Jason McClellan. We have Mark Covert, as well as Dan Greer. And we will also be sponsors and exhibitors at the upcoming MAP presentation out in the Soaring Eagle Casino. So if you're on and you'd like to meet us face-to-face and say hello, please stop by our booth. But those are some of the contacts that you'll have access to for all of those product lines that we went through. All right. Well, that is the end of our presentation for this morning. Do we have any questions? Unfortunately, we can't open the lines up to ask those questions, but if you could type those questions in the lower left-hand corner, we can answer those. Any questions? Yeah, it looks like, Dan, we don't have any questions, so hopefully we answered everything as we went today. There, as you can see, is our 800 number. So again, if you press 1, the operator will pick up and direct you to the correct person. And again, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Adam. Thank you to everyone else who joined us this morning. We certainly look forward to working with you guys. Hope you enjoy the great weather we're having, and have a great rest of your week. Thank you.